Hello, Eternal Friends! Welcome to another gameplay video. So we have a deck here that is a Xenan Relic Sacrifice list. It's a little bit different than you might be used to because we're going to be using Lethrai Lobotomy and a Consuming Greed as well with some Waystone gates. You can look down below in the deck tech for the deck tech. We'll have that in the description. We also are basing this off of a list that was sent in by viewer Stormbless. So I want to give them a little bit of a shout out there. That first hand was incredibly bad, so we're going to keep this one, I guess. Not super excited about this one. It's not particularly fast, but we'll see what we can do with it. And Perilous Research. I do like that, and we do have the glimpse of possibilities. Kind of goes at odds with the fast start that we have here from Teacher, but we'll see what we can do here with it. Automatically gets the Scout. They're playing like 84 cards, 85 cards or something? Huh. It's an interesting one. Well, let's slam Teacher and see if they can deal with that, because they don't answer Teacher fast. Generally, Teacher takes over games. We'll see, though. Steely Stranger. I'm very okay with that. I'm sad that I can't play this Sanctum. Unless we draw power? Another Teacher. Okay, I won't be super upset about that. I mean, I could use to have this Talir Sanctum a little bit more, but I'm very happy to have a blocker for the Steely Stranger, and maybe put them under even more pressure from this. Oh boy, we're getting a whole bunch of colors of Strangers, huh? Thankfully, going to the market is going to be real tough for them, thanks to Disciplinary Weights. That's going to take a little bit of time for them to actually have something that matters. And in the meantime, just keep up the pressure and keep attacking. I kind of don't mind getting rid of our Teacher for their Stranger. This thing can be a real problem. I'm not super worried about this, even if it becomes a 4-4, honestly. And I want to play this Talir Sanctum so we can play a bunch of power cards in a row here and really start ramping. Once we get to Perilous Research and Glimpse, we can do a lot. So let's go with Seat, just so I don't forget and have it depleted later. Xenan Insignia is going to always be undepleted. And opponent bottoms again. Another Great Valley Smuggler. Again, thankfully, Disciplinary Weights makes this all a lot less effective than it normally would be. Now we've got Lobotomy. I'm just going to Perilous Research, play both of these. And we have enough for Alarming Findings, although we only have one Relic so far. We're just going to hold off. We'll Glimpse the Possibilities next turn. And hopefully get a bunch of things in a row. The Talir Sanctum is going to be super helpful there too. What is this deck? Because of course, Talir Sanctum lets us play multiple power cards if we run into those. Ooh. As much as I would like to draw the card, do I really want to throw away a Teacher of Humility just to draw? I don't think so. Let's try Lobotomy. Not really wanting to sacrifice yet, because I do have this Alarming Findings. So I think I'm just going to go with the Mask. Silence Magnificent Stranger. I'm not sure what this deck is trying to do. It's got some things going on. I feel like drawing 4 cards next turn and playing 4 3/3s is more important than just a single Lobotomy now. I can take the 5, that's not a big deal. I'm really confused by this. So they've got some Strangers, then also Mokdo and a bunch of Great Valley Smugglers. I wonder what the point is. I'm not sure what, like, combo they're ultimately trying to go for here. I'm going to play another Mask right away, which might seem a bit weird, but what we really want to do is just have more relics so we can Lethrai Lobotomy easier. Now I'm going to kill a Smuggler in case it becomes a 4-4, because that's going to be obnoxious for us. And this is Silence. They don't have any other Strangers in hand. Not super worried about that anymore. Little unfortunate we get the Shepherd's Horn after we play all these, but that's okay. 7 cost Xenan Temple. Sure. Ooh, and they'll augury, not giving this killer, which is good, because that means that we can kill it and it won't have the ability for when it goes back again. Hopefully we can make something happen there then. We'll just kill the Mokdo and then get in on Xenan Temple here. We really need to find something, huh? Getting a little full up on power right now. We've got a bunch of removal, but... yeah. And kill that. We need to find some gas. I'm going to hold on to this, because if we do draw a merchant... oh, sure. Then we're going to want to be able to use that right away. That is really not what we need here. We still have a Lethrai Lobotomy and a spare mask, so we'll just wait. With Krendon Contraband in the 4-color deck. Alright. I mean, they're getting it. It's working. Let's see what they get. Hopefully nothing too good. Audacious Stranger.
We travel
sure.
and study.
Wow. That is... Wow. Oh, sorry, not the spare mask. We have a spare Sanctum. That is... stunningly bad luck. Definitely the worst possible card in our deck. Even a power card just lets us play more things. That's just... oof, real miserable.
So much to learn.
Okay. Consuming Greed. Sure, we'll just get rid of Talir's Sanctum, I guess. Not really what we want to be doing here. We're not finding any of the Waystone gates, but we do gain a bunch of life, and now we'll actually have a chance to onslaught these, which is what we need. So they're not going to be useless anymore, so at least there's that. Sure. And I mean, yeah, okay, they can hit us with that. I really need this onslaught to work. I don't really care if they get Promising Pupil. With Killer. Okay, well, now it actually matters. That's brutal. That being said, hopefully we can draw some gas here instead of more power cards. That is extremely useful. A lot of power, though. A lot of power. Let's go for Perilous Research. I kind of had to kill this before they can exalt it onto something, because that's just such an insane hit for them. And I'm not super happy about this, but I don't really want to lose more relics when we're about to cast Alarming Findings. However, with how incredible that hit was, we've got to do something about it. Still at 26. Got a lot of relics. We're going to draw a bunch of cards, gain a ton of life. We can't just hit blanks forever. We've hit a lot of them. We'll be able to get some stuff here soon. Wow, there's Passage. Okay, well, brutal. Alright, fair enough.
Learn from the ancient. I've studied.
Not sure why they didn't do that before, but fair enough. I mean, they got me real good now. Oof, more power cards. Not what we need. Let's get those out of the way. Not going to bother Alarming Findings yet. And Strange Ally. Okay. More power cards. Horn. Sure. I need anything I can get. Another Stranger. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome hit. Really, really, really strong. Yep. Give another ability to that. Oof. This is certainly going real well. Oh boy. I guess that I'll draw two. I kind of have to. More power cards. But we are gaining some life. We can put some pressure on them. More power cards. They're gonna hit that Mokdo eventually. There we go. Now I can at least go for our own Passage of Eons and get them that way. Something I can do. I can maybe just bottom the Mokdo with the Grodov's Burden is another thing I can do, because that's going to be something I can just keep doing. Deadly and Quick Draw on that was some really, really, really incredible hits. Oh, wow. Fair enough, I guess. I just want to keep drawing Mokdo over and over. I mean, good news. I think that I might even just want to go for Glimpse the Possibilities here, honestly. Probably better. Waystone Gate. Cool. Wow.
There is no escape.
Wow. Oh, wow. This is... Wow. Okay, uh-huh. Yeah, that seems about right. This seems entirely reasonable. That's always how we have things go around here. This is... Wow. Yeah, power card. And another power card. How? How do we still have more? I'll bottom that, I guess. Alright, first Rat Relic. Another power card! Okay, well, try and draw the time, Sigil. And another power card! You have got to be kidding me. And at least our alignment findings will be for a lot? This is unbelievably wild. Does that have endurance too? No, at least it doesn't have that. This is... whole... Oh, there we go! Okay. Yup. Well, welcome to a day in the life. Let's see if I can get something that matters. Amazing. I'm getting a lot of life. Wow. If we can find a merchant, then we can go for Grodov's Burden Passage. We can still do things here. It's just that this is wild. Unbelievably wild. We've bottomed so many power cards. I don't know if we... God, like, how can we have any more on the top of our deck? 14 plus all of the ones we've bottomed, like 6? Oof. It is something. We've got a lot of life. It's going to take a lot for them to get through this, and eventually we're going to be able to hit more gas. I've got to imagine that we can do that. I'm going to scout here. Consuming Greed. That's pretty cool with the Waystones. Not sure that I want to draw it, though. I really just want to get a merchant, so I'm going to bottom that. Like a 6/4, an 8/8, and a 2/1 flyer are cool, but we're kind of past the point where that matters. I just need to use our own Passage of Eons and silence their team. Thankfully, they haven't gotten Aegis. At least we're lucky enough there. If I can call anything here lucky.
Our bond is strong.
Oh, nice. It's a good one. Be able to kill our teacher right away. Yep. Before I even play Rat Cage, I'm gonna Glimpse. There we go. Hey, we did the thing. Now I'm feeling very good. Because that kind of wrecks them. I didn't even care about throwing away a bunch of units here. Because we are a million life up on them. Have a huge board.
You're a sad bunch.
And you get to just keep drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing here. Let's go ahead and warp that off the top. We will definitely decimate. I want to just keep digging. And even though that doesn't really do us anything anymore, it's still a good idea. Ooh, that I like.
Learn from the ancients.
And horns, so we can gain even more life. Now we've got the glimpse going. And this is why we have glimpse in this deck, because, man, it gets wild. I'm going to leave the rat cage in hand so that we can gain a bunch of life or make a bunch more rats if we need to. Feeling pretty good at this point. Vodacon! Wow, good top deck. What a card to have in that deck, though. It's interesting. Banish. Can be useful. Probably not what I want here. Let's go ahead and etch it again to see what we get. Cryptic Master. That's a card that I do want. And in the meantime, swing with the whole team. They can eat a bunch of things. Doesn't really matter. We get to rebuild our board instantly, thanks to all of the rat cage stuff that we've got. And, of course, the Waystone gates, because we can crack those now, too. This is a wild deck. I'm glad that we managed to get through it. Whew. I think we're okay. It might even be lethal right now. Yes. There we go. Whew. What a game. I did not think we'd get out of that one after they just kept hitting like that. Whew. Let's try again. See if we can get 4 more. Okay, game 2. I like this hand. I like this hand a lot. We do need some power cards, but we are on the draw. And we've got the ideal opener in some ways, if we can just draw the power cards. Because we can go Rat Cage, and then get Waystone Gate, and then sacrifice the Consuming Greed. We talked about that in the deck tech. Consuming Greed plus Waystone Gate, that is automatically just 16 power on board right then. Right? So, a fair bit of beatdown potential there. Mask. I like Mask a lot, but I need to make sure that I'm actually going to be hitting this Waystone Gate into Consuming Greed if I can. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I do like Mask into Shepherd's Horn, though. We've got a lot of gas here. Bunch of different ways that we can play this. We can either go a little bit more longer and do this, like we saw in the last game, or we can just go for the straight aggro route. I'm going to try for the aggro first, because it's just so much. But it means that if we do falter a little bit, we have things we can do. Attack. They've got Finest Hour or something? Some kind of a combat trick, anyways. Or removal. Maybe Annihilate. Maybe Desecrate. There's a few things they can have there for sure. And Blood of Makar. Cool. Not generally that worried. If we can just draw power cards, then we're okay. Talir's Sanctum is interesting. I'm going to attack and use the Sanctum. See if we can't hit some power here. Nope. Alright. Well, we can still mask into Shepherd's Horn and then start getting some life back. This is far from ideal now. We really needed to get more than 1 power card here. But we'll see what we can do. We can always draw off of the Waystone Gate. It's just that it uses our whole turn, which is a big problem. Protect. Okay. So I guess that was their fast spell? That's interesting. Wow, we are just not drawing any power cards, huh? Not to save our life. Quite literally. Well, I'm going to go for the Horn. Attack in. I think that at this point it might be better to just like mask and horn and try and gain a ton of life and make it so that they aren't really racing us as easily here. If we can get the power, then we can greed at some point in that. Yeah, that's bad. Not much we can do about it. We just need to draw power. 1 power card and 7 draws is pretty bad. Okay, and 8 draws. Well, nothing you can do about that. Really awkward game, just needed to draw a power card and we were more than fine, but sometimes you just never draw power. Oof, duh. Alright, redraw this. Hopefully we don't have a repeat of last game, because that was exceptionally unlucky. We've had some... I mean, we won the first game, but, man, these hands have been really not doing us any favors. This one looks great, but our last one looked great if we just drew power. And just never drew power for 8 cards. So hopefully we don't get that unlucky this time. And the odds of that are in, like, 1 or 2% from that last game, so... In general, we should be able to draw out a little bit better than that. The odds there were exceptionally in our favor, and unfortunately, we just got very, very unlucky. But this hand is nice. I mean, we've got the Talir Sanctum so that we can start powering out a bunch of sigils and draw some cards.
Never stop, never break.
Yep, that can be scary, but we do have Porcelain Mask to stop some other things. Okay, into Ikaria, huh? I think for now I'm just going to get rid of Hojin. It's going to take them a while to get Ikaria, even with Hojin ramping them. So I'm going to make a little bit of a bet on them not getting it. And we might even just get another Porcelain by the time that they get to Ikaria, right? So I'm not super worried about that. Oh, they don't even have power. Okay, I really made the right decision then. So we're going to attack with both, play the Sanctum, get a bunch of power cards. So we get to play both Crest of Mystery and the Shadow Sigil, which will be good. Almost grabbed the wrong thing. Some of the time relics start to look a little bit similar here. I've had that problem before. Do I want another Sigil? It's actually not a bad idea because I do have the Talir Sanctum, so I can play 2 more power cards next turn, and then we can set up for Glimpse. And that does mean that I can go Talir Sanctum and Waystone Gate. I think I've convinced myself. I think I actually like that. Do they have... Ooh, they drew a power card. So that's good for them.
No escape! No escape!
Very glad that I made that shot of killing the Hojin rather than the Ikaria.
Halt!
They should skip this. It's actually worse for them to silence one of these. Because then it can actually block. Are they going to do that? They shouldn't. You can just skip. You can decide not to do it. Okay, there we go. That is the correct choice. Slam with the team again. No real point. We don't really mind losing a rat. Getting a little bit of extra damage is good, and obviously we need the onslaught. There we go. Okay, now we've got Consuming Greed, which is great. Get the Emblem. And probably Decimate here. Get the gate, we get another rat, and now we can play the Consuming Greed, and we get the 6/4 and the 8/8 on the ground.
Adventure is everywhere.
Plus we have Overwhelm on them because we've got the mask. Elder's Feather. Sure.
A fine battle.
And that's pretty obnoxious. They're getting a lot of damage in here. We do have to be worried about this. This hand was not as fast as I would have liked in some ways. Ooh, or we can Lobotomy. I mean, we can do both, I suppose. We just don't quite get to use everything. I mean, we have a spare Talir Sanctum. It's probably not a bad idea. I'm a little sad to not be able to keep the Waystone Gate around longer with the Talir Sanctums so that we can just get more power cards, especially with Glimpse. But this is just way too much power to choose to not do it. Don't really want to attack into Verret. Big question is, do I use the Lobotomy now or do I wait? Might be good to get rid of Hojin, the flying one, obviously, or we could get rid of the 3/3. And then we've got another blocker in the air. And it's 29-8. We are in trouble. I think that it's probably safer. I'm gonna get rid of the Enforcer. I don't know. It's a tough choice. This might be able to block. We know that they've been stuck on power. We can kind of hope they can continue being stuck on power here. And then Glimpse is okay. Not amazing, but okay for us. Piercing shot. Alright, well. And then they play a power card and we're dead? Or a pump spell? Rebuke. Huh. Alright. Oof, duh. Losing to Rebuke is tough. Alright, well. Smart move by them, I think, to attack here with everything. Put us on one turn to find an answer. And it's gonna be tough. Let's see. If we can find a Shepherd's Horn. Gotta be pretty lucky, though. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, that saves our butt. Not entirely, but a bit. If they find a power card, then we're still dead. We can't attack with the 6/4. Power card or any pump spell, and we're dead. If we get to next turn... Ah! So close. If we got to next turn, then we were fine. Nothing we could really do about that. Ah, now they're just trying to rub it in. That's unfortunate they have to do that. But, kind of close. Hoofa doofa. This is not a hand that we want. I mean, it's got the Waystone Gate and Consuming Greed, which is great. But we've already seen how we got super stuck on power a couple times doing this. Like, we've had some real bad luck on our draws, and I'd rather just try and get a hand that can actually do something right away, considering that the last time that we kept that hand, we just needed to draw power and it took us 8 turns. Well, we actually just never drew it, but, you know. Aurelian Merchant. That's an interesting one. I'm gonna keep it. Teacher Humility's a thing. Somebody playing a Street Urchin. Nah, fine. Not super concerned about that in general. Teacher of Humility helps us come out a little bit faster, thankfully. Bigger thing is that we want to be able to get this Talir Sanctum down. I just need to be able to attack. I mean, if they want to try and draw a card off of our deck, whatever. Odds that it matters are pretty low is the thing. It's always the nice thing about Street Urchin is that drawing off of your deck, which isn't as valuable as drawing off of their own deck most of the time. It feels worse, but it's not actually better for your opponent most of the time. That's cool. Helps us get another power card. We get to ramp a little bit. Get to immediately use that Seek Power. And they get the Elemental. Sure. I could... Wow. Sure. I could murder that deadly unit to try and get in. Might not be a bad idea. So we could play both power cards. Mask. What is this deck? Huh. Zindel Urchin stuff, I guess? Do you want to get rid of Merchant or Katra? They don't have any life gain. I think the Merchant, they stole the Merchant from us. Wow, that's a really, really, really strong hit. Holy, that sucks. Alright, fair enough. Hopefully they can't use it. We'll see. There's a decent chance they might not be able to. I'm gonna kill that. And then we get to Overwhelm.
Take this! Now, the real training begins.
Argument to play Perilous Research first to see if we can make something cheaper, but I think that this is okay. Ooh, Waystone Gate? Or a Research. I guess we'll Gate, because if I end up with another Lobotomy or a Consuming Greed, I might want to just go for that.
Ah, a customer.
Yeah, they can't actually use our Merchant. I thought they might, like, have a black market, so I think that's a reasonable thing to try and do. Now we can go ahead and use the Waystone Gate to draw some power cards. At least one. Gets us to 7 so that we can use Perilous Research later. In the meantime, I actually kind of like Porcelain Mask again and get rid of a Zindel so that we're not worried about that anymore. And I'm going to hold off on our 3-3. Not much point in attacking in here. Unwavering Fanatic. Cool. We've got some time before that really matters. And in the meantime, we can Merchant, trade off that. I can go for Passage, or we could go Grodov's Burden and get rid of their Unwavering Fanatic. I mean, making it a 1-1 forever isn't a bad idea either. We've got a lot of things we can do. Kind of like the Grodov's Burden, because we can do that next turn, bury it, get the extra card, and we get another Relic to use with Perilous Research. And then it's just reusable forever after. Let those hit us. And pass turn. Nice. I mean, steal another card off the top of our deck, but it's just not really advancing their board a lot, and drawing extra cards with the Disciplinary Weights is not super useful.
Let the ritual
Sure.
commence.
Copter comes down, they hit us for 2. And now we get to go to town with the Grodov's Burden. Again, deals us 2 more damage, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to play this power card because I want to have more power when we Alarming Findings, so we can just kind of keep going afterwards. And I'm feeling pretty firmly in the driver's seat at this point. We know they've gotten a Zindel that's silenced in their hand. Don't know about a lot of the other stuff. Let's see what they've got. Okay. Just kill the 3-3. It's exalted. So that's not too bad for us. I wonder if they forgot that about Grodov's Burden. So all of your single faction units become exalted when you've got Grodov's Burden. And they might have forgotten that.
Hidden in plain sight.
Ooh, and they sacrifice their power, which is pretty cool for us. Let's go for Alarming Findings. Draw a bunch. I could have actually Cryptic Mastered, like attacked and then Cryptic, but this seems okay to me. I think we're drawing enough cards anyways. And yeah, I'm fine attacking here. Like, that dies, and then becomes a weapon. It's pretty good. We can use Waystone Gate, get another power card. Doesn't really matter right now, though. I think we'd rather just Cryptic Master and have a large unit here. Next turn we get to go Horn, Master again. And we can... yeah, we can Consuming Greed as well. Sure. Pretty cool. Airmont's Machinations is a big card. I don't think it's going to do them enough here, though. We're going to gain a lot of life like next turn, and we've got like a ton of extra power playing onto the board. Even with that 7-6. Plus, Grodov's Burden is just insane. It's doing us a lot of work here. So we get to go Horn into Horn. So we just get a ton of life. And then these we'll be able to trade with that 7-6, so we'll attack those. And we can Cryptic Master. Gain a ton of life.
Learn from the ancients. I've studied law.
And I think I might actually Perilous Research over the Consuming Greed. Consuming Greed sacrificing the gate is interesting, though. It's a lot of extra damage. Maybe that's what I'd go for. Yeah, you know, the more that I think about it, that's still probably the best way to do this. We've got so much damage on them here.
Grodov smiles on me.
And we're at 37 life. Like, there's a really good chance we just swing out and win.
Hidden in plain sight.
Sure. And opponent scoops. I mean, not surprising. Even if they manage to trade off a lot of things there and survive, all of them just become weapons onto other units, so it's not going to be a big downside for us. We're just going to be able to keep going. And we can use the Grodov's Burden activated ability once we run out of cards, and just draw more cards off the top of our deck, or just play them directly into play even. Not a lot of ways they can get out of that. Whew, okay, finals. We are 2-2, had some pretty rough draws here, and this one is not really an exception, so we're going to throw that one back. If we had double time, maybe, like if we had a Xenan Insignia instead. Wow. I'll keep this. Start with the rat cage, see if we can't somehow curve this out. I might have still wanted to crest the mystery here, because I'm not sure how much pressure we can actually put on them with this hand. We'll see. It's a tough one. Glimpse of Possibilities is great, but we do need the power to go with it. Okay, power card is not bad. Another power card. So this is becoming interesting, because I do need sigils. We're a little bit of an impasse here, in that I need both power cards and I need relics to actually matter. Power cards does like Glimpse be better. It's a tough one, though. I think I'll keep it. I'm not sure about that. Do get a Horn next turn, which is nice. We can greed away either Rat Cage or Horn if we want, and have a pretty big board right away. And that might be the best option for us. It still allows us to glimpse again later. They have a fast spell. I was wondering if maybe it was Desert Marshal, but if it was Desert Marshal, I think they might have eaten that. I have a really intriguing option. I think I'm going to play Teacher and hold off on the greed. It's less damage, but Teacher's a pretty big threat. Forces them to maybe respond. Protect. Oh, cool. Alright. I mean, I don't often expect to see Protect anymore, but that does a really good job here. Neat. Sandstorm Titan is a thing. I kind of want to just Consuming Greed. I could Lethrai Lobotomy, but then that still doesn't let the Teacher actually get what it needs. Consuming Greed gives us the 6/4 and we can trade. And I honestly think I get rid of Rat Cage instead of the Horn. Suppose we could Lobotomy anyways. You know, maybe I just do both. And we put up as much pressure as we can. It seems like they're not going to be the deck that has a Wrath. Like, they're not going to Harsh Rule us. It seems like we should just be able to beat them down. And this is a beatdown style hand, so let's just go for it. It's unfortunate we don't have any relics anymore, but we do have the Glimpse to try and draw a bunch of cards. A little bit low on power to go really ham with it, but we should be able to do something. We don't have Talir Sanctum either, so we can't pull through multiple power cards. Avacraft. Sure, they have to use that on the 6/4, I think. Just too much damage coming at them otherwise. Okay. And we'll start with the Glimpse. We do not want to play our power first, because we might have power on top. Yep. And attack. Cryptic is cool. Not going to be really large yet, but it does help us get just an extra relic into play anyways. Another power is unexciting. We have them at 9. Like, we're doing work. And honestly, getting the Cryptic Etchings when we have this much power can help us dig every turn to try and find something that does actually matter. I'm worried about this. Feels like they must have something. I'm guessing Defiance, maybe? Shush. Huh. Alright. And the Temple Tactic. Okay. Well, that actually refreshes the Infiltrate on Teacher, so that's kind of awesome for us, actually. It makes it so that we can get a weights back on them again. Well, Shush coming in. doing real work. Thankfully, we had that relic to actually search, but oof, a little unlucky there. That being said, didn't really need to worry about it. I don't think it would have mattered. Honestly, a 1-1 might have been enough to win there. And obviously, it was. We wouldn't have needed anything. So, whew. That was more what we wanted to do. We managed to get like a really nice aggro hand. I'm glad that we got to show that off once, because I really wanted to have like a couple games where we did both, right? Where we managed to get like the really fast aggro hands, because we can definitely do that with that deck, and just throw away our relics and just smash face. And then I also wanted to show the other side, which was some of the other games that we had, where we went to like 80 life out of nowhere and had just a massive board. And we got to do both sides of it right at the end, but we did it. And so I'm really happy about that. I hope you enjoyed it as well. This deck has been doing pretty well for me. I've had a lot of fun with it for sure. I don't think that it's necessarily the best deck. Our last deck, I'm actually thinking might be like really, really competitive. This one, I would say, is probably enough to get you into something like Masters, but I don't know that it's ever going to be a top deck. It's just a really fun, pretty viable list. Like a nice like tier 3 kind of fun list. If people are running a lot of Relicate, Boar, if they're running like Passage of Eons, can be more obnoxious. You can definitely get through them. You've just got to pace out where you're using your relics, but it can be a problem for sure. In general, though, I really like this deck, and like I said, it plays pretty well on both sides. You can tweak some numbers. We went over that a little bit during the deck tech, so you can check that out again. It's in the description below. We have that video there, and you can always check it out on Eternal Warcry as well, and to see the whole list and imported and all that stuff. Thanks everybody for supporting me. I do really appreciate all the subs and patrons that make this possible. Again, Stormblessed is the one that really made me think about this style of deck, because they sent in a different list, quite a bit different. It had Primal and stuff as well, but it got me thinking about the idea of actually using cards like Consuming Greed and Lethrai Lobotomy, because I hadn't, for some reason, really put those together with the new Waystone Gate and like Bottled Storm and cards like that. And it's really cool. It's a neat idea, and it does a lot of work. So we saw it do pretty good here, and I'm really appreciative of that. So I will see you all next week for more videos. Thank you for stopping by.